Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Let's jump right into Belle Collective. Belle Collective Reunion Part 2. Let me tell you, editors, y'all full of shit. Because I just knew Part 2 was going to be way better than Part 1. And it was like this much better. Like, all Part 2 did was have Tisha get on my last fucking nerve. My last fucking nerve. I'm going to read her at the end of this. I got a lot of notes and I'm like, why? I don't want to talk about all this, but let's get through it. For the most part, Part 2 opens up and we still talking about this damn blogger. I could care less about the blogger. Kaylon admits that she sat down with the blogger just so she can gather information to use, like to gather intel to use against Marie for this reunion because she knew Marie would be coming at her hard. Girl, I don't think Marie cares about you, girl. Please don't bring Kaylon back. And then Kaylon don't want to spill the intel she learned because she's like, oh, if I say it, Marie's going to kick my ass. Then why did you do it? Why did you gather the intel, but you too scared to say it? It just doesn't make sense. She admits that Latrice and Dr. Antoinette told her it was a bad idea to go meet with the blogger. I honestly feel like, because even Tamber said, and Tamber works on the radio, and doesn't Tamber do the gossip part of the radio, that no one even knew what Letitia and Marie were talking about until they brought it up at this reunion. Trust me, I follow Twitter. I love to watch the episode and tweet and then go back and see what other people were tweeting and, you know, just follow along with Black Twitter. No one was talking about this blogger until you all brought it up at the reunion. Tisha spills her own tea. She took a page from Funky Dineva. What does Funky Dineva always says? Don't let nobody spray you with your own truth. You tell your own truth. Don't let nobody hit you with it. And she let it be known, yes, you know, my husband had multiple affairs, because she says that he has an outside baby. And the outside baby was with one of. Not he had an outside baby with the bitch he was cheating with one of the people he had affairs with. Your marriage, girl, whatever you like. Then Kaylon proceeds to say Marie is stealing federal money. I said, Kaylon, that is slander if you cannot prove, and you already admitted you have no receipts. You got on national television and said that this woman was stealing federal money. That slander Marie. You should sue her ass. But Marie, instead of just getting her attorney, says, do you think if I was stealing federal money that the FBI would let me get away with it for this long? And then Egypt go ahead and doubles down with, do you think if Marie was stealing federal money, she would get on television and do a reality show? And I'm like, bitch, haven't y'all heard of Teresa and the Judice, whatever their name is? Haven't y'all seen Apollo over there on the Real Housewives of Atlanta? People commit crimes and think they're going to get away with it and love to be on reality TV at the same time. And their asses go right to jail. So Marie, I'm going to tell you this. If something is not clean in your business, get it clean now. Because once people start putting your business in the street, oh, the feds are going to be watching now. They're going to be auditing now. But anyway, I don't think they do conduct many audits. Headache audits. So, but people get away with the shit all the time. It's just, if you doing it, your number will come. We don't know what year, but it will come. Tambra does not like Kaylon anymore because the way she's trying to gather information to take Marie down, she doesn't appreciate someone trying to take another woman down. So she no longer wants to fool with Kaylon. I mean, I really don't care because I don't want to fool with Tambra or Kaylon. But anyway, I just thought it was quite funny that you don't appreciate what Kaylon was doing, but Marie had every intention. I mean, I guess you wasn't at that banquet, but I know you watched it. You watched it. Marie came to that brunch with every intention to break down Latrice's hair business. And we ain't gonna go back there, but you cool with what Marie did. Moving on, by Tambra and by Kaylon. Neither one of them need to come back. So now the husbands are out. Marie is talking about Jerez. Jerez is doing good. The best part of Marie's storyline to me was the drama between her and her son. And not the anger, but just your son has 3 kids within 6 months of 1 year and all the baby mamas get along. I want to see that because that's just some shit we have not, it's not known to have go down well. It's not known for that situation to go down well. I would like to see more of that. But Jerez is doing well. Is he taking care of his kids? Is he answering the baby mama's phone calls? That's what we want to know. But anyway, now we get to catch Marie in a good lie. And I'm upset that no one pointed out that Marie lied, because we just saw the clip where Marie says, I was married, me and Cedric got a divorce, then we got remarried. Married, divorced, married. That's what Marie said on tape. Pull it up. They say Marie and Cedric have a non-traditional relationship. In Egypt, it's like, relationship? I thought you all were married. And she was like, no. Well, we came to the show. We were married, divorced, intended to get remarried. Like, we were going to get remarried, but on the show, it didn't work out, so we never got remarried. I said, lies. You know how Candy was like, the lies. The lies. I just want, if season 2 comes back, I want us to get real in Marie's business, because I feel like she is lying. They asked that husband if he was gay. He looked in her face. He was like, no, I like women. And Marie was looking like, oh, okay, yeah, you like women, okay, and I like men. Because you can't tell me no less. I don't give a damn. I done seen it all enough to know that Cedric, he already done went to Aruba with Dr. Chris. And Marie says, I ain't want to go to Aruba with him. I already know what he like to do out in these countries. And I'm like, well, what does he like to do? Drink, party? What does he like to do that you don't like to do in another country? I like Cedric. I mean, I guess if it's a season 2, he won't be back because they're divorced and they never got remarried. Cedric is a character. He's very much full of shit, but he made me laugh. Now it's time for Essie to come out. And Cedric was like, oh, Essie coming out. Let me go sit over there, because they were in a marriage way before we were ever in a marriage. The energy, I just want to get to the truth of it all. Girl, if you and Essie, no one cares. It's 2021. No one cares. Just be honest. The fact that you are on this stage trying to make it seem like that this man is straight and that you two are not secret, what they call them, I don't know what they call it, having a secret affair, is hilarious to me, because it's written over you all's face. Essie came out on the show dressed. To me, Essie had on the best outfit. I didn't really like this half of the outfit that was supposed to be a suit jacket, but it looked better than everything everybody else had on the stage. Essie looked good. Red is your color, Essie girl. And then I caught them red bottoms, girl. I caught them. Why you ain't buy your boo some a better outfit? But moving on. They say Essie and Marie are soulmates. They have a connection and a bond that will never be broken, but Essie has a husband. Okay, Marie had one too. What does that mean? But moving on. Now we get into Tisha talking about Ferris Street. That was a quick fast forward. I don't care nothing about it. I believe that these people really are married. What she said is, they talk more about this outside baby, and I feel like if you wouldn't have brought it up, No one was thinking about you and your husband having an outside baby, and so we would have never known. The thing that threw me with Tisha is her husband had to re-propose. Tisha didn't have an affair, but she entertained conversations with other men. And you had to wait on this man to forgive you for entertaining conversations with other men when he had multiple affairs, because you said one of. One of means it was more than one. One of the two, one of the three, one of the four. One of the affairs had a baby with your husband, the man you say you went to prom with, your best friend. One of the affairs had a baby with your husband, and you had to wait for him to forgive you for entertaining a conversation with another man. Bitch, y'all whole marriage is flawed. That whole sentence you said on that stage was flawed. I don't understand it. Bitch, he should have been waiting for you to forgive his ass. But that's to each their own. Y'all sound a fool to me. Y'all sound a fool to me. And then every husband on the stage agreeing, yeah, a man can cheat, but a woman can't cheat. If a woman entertains another man, we can't forget that. No. I'm like, that's what's wrong with y'all self-esteem now. Because y'all feel like y'all man can run around and do whatever y'all want, but you don't feel no better about yourself. So you gonna take his ass back. But you have a conversation with another man and you gotta wait for his forgiveness so you can have your fairy tale dream. Girl, you should have left his ass. That's just me. That's just me. And all I wrote in my notes is season 2 better not be your re-wedding. I don't want to see that shit, Latrice, whatever. It's too many love and tease. I like Latrice and Cliff, they little segment, but they ain't really talk about too much in their little segment. Cliff has grown-ass kids, I think 28 to 21. And then those are the boys. And then a 16-year-old daughter that lives with them. Latrice wants to have a baby. I said that start over is real. This man is 20 years older than you. He probably got grandkids. I'm sure he don't want to start over. That's things you got to think about when you marry someone so much older than you that have grown children. Like, that start over is real. Okay. All the ladies are back on the stage and they replay the little clips of all the ladies being shady to each other. This last 15 minutes is where I was like, Tisha, are you and the Tisha from Huntsville first cousins? Because y'all sound equally foolish. You piss me off and make me not like you like I don't like Tisha out there in Huntsville. And y'all thought process is extremely flawed. But let's look into it. Marie says, because Tisha calls them mean girls. And Latrice, I like you when you with your husband, but when you get around Dr. Antoinette, you turn into a mean girl. But then Dr. Antoinette follows Latrice around like a little puppy and doesn't have a mind of her own. Those were Marie's words. And Dr. Antoinette, and I just call her Dr. Antoinette because I do think it's a great accomplishment for this black woman to be a doctor. And she's a doctor. She tells Marie, oh, you will address me as Dr. Antoinette. And she was like, for this woman to not have a mind of her own, I sure built my own practice, maneuvered the construction during a pandemic, got it open, have clients. What the fuck are you doing? Like, that's Essie's business. What you just slapped your name on Essie's business because they showed whoever this blogger is. I told you I did look at his Instagram. They showed that whatever business you and Essie went into together was not established into 2019. So whatever was done in the healthcare, that was probably Essie's business, and you probably was tagging along. Maybe she let you be the manager or whatever. I don't know. But whatever business you all are doing together did not become established into 2019. That is what the official paperwork said. You can't argue with official paperwork. I saw it with my own two eyes. Who cares? I really don't care. I really don't care what Marie does, if it's legit or not. All I said is Marie, jealousy is showing. Call that woman a doctor. She's a doctor. You want to be a doctor, remember? And if you do get your doctorate in psychology or whatever you're trying to get your doctorate in, people deserve to be called a doctor as well. But you have not done the work. Dr. Antoinette said, I am the only doctor on this stage and you will address me as such. Anyway, so let's see. Let's get into Tisha. Tisha now breaks down and tells Latrice, you riding with me or are you straddling in the fence? And Latrice says, I'm riding with me. And I'm like, see, this is some more of that Huntsville shit where you riding with the Holtz or you riding with me. You my friend or they friend. You can't be both. Like, bitch, we not doing sides, and trust and believe. If you make Latrice pick, she not picking you at all. Never. Will ever. And so then Dr. Antoinette, they saying something. And she was like, look, I don't like you, Antoinette, because you was flirting with my husband and she was flirting with your husband, Latrice. And I was like, what? The first thing I said was, because I wrote it down. Girl, don't nobody want your husband but you and maybe that one that had a baby with him. Y'all the only two that want that man. I can't help it. Like, you came on this show, I promise you. And I do look at Twitter. The only thing I saw on Twitter is people were saying y'all wasn't really married. I never knew nothing about no side baby. You the one who brought this tea on here for you to people to spray you with. Don't nobody want that man but you and the one of. But moving on. So what had happened was some incident happened with Latrice Cliff. I done got everybody husband mixed up. Latrice, Cliff, and Dr. Antoinette. They were all drunk. Something got misconstrued. What is that? What Latrice can't say misconstrued for anything. Misconstrued, or am I saying the shit wrong too? Because I know I could mess up a good word too. But I know every time Latrice said that, I was like, misconstrued. Am I saying the shit wrong too? Anyway, they had a misunderstanding and they worked it out. It wasn't no real flirting. They just was drunk, whatever. But what had happened was at Antoinette's mint, Lord, they call this thing a sip and see party. I ain't gonna call it no sip and see. At the party, she said the next day I had to move everything out so construction can still come in here and fix up my practice. And Glenn was in there helping David clean up. She said, I don't drink Crown Royal and your husband do. So as a thank you for helping clean up, I was handing him some free liquor. Bitch. I guess at that moment was when Letitia's insecure ass came looking for her man. Like, I'm sitting in his car, what the fuck he in there doing? And she sees the handoff. And she was confused at why this woman would be handing her husband a bottle of free alcohol. So she had to go back to the car and call her messy bitch best friend, Marie, who I'm sure put some more thoughts in that mind of hers. And she couldn't figure out what was going on. So she thought you was flirting with her man. Girl, Antoinette has fine ass David right there to her left. She ain't thinking about, now your man ain't ugly, but David is fine. She not thinking about your tugboater, okay? So I'm just like, a bitch can't even say thank you for helping out and give somebody a free bottle of liquor without that being is it construed? Stop it. Focus. Okay. So I said, you insecure bitch. You saw a woman hand your man some Crown Royal and you could not handle that. I said, all it was a hookup on the liquor. Like at the end of the party, a lot of people, I remember when we used to work in the restaurants. We used to, like, at our restaurant, people would have like wedding receptions and shit in the banquet room, and we all wanted to work the banquet parties because one, that was good money. But when you stayed to clean up after that reception, they would never drink all the liquor. But even though you paid like for $500 worth of wine or champagne or whatever, and it happened to be like a case left, we couldn't let them take the liquor with them, but we also couldn't resell it. So our asses, I can say this because it was a couple decades ago, we would wait to the end of the night and we would just start throwing that shit in our car. And we would have all the free liquor for the end of the party. Everyone likes to stay and help clean up the party and take home the free alcohol. But anyway, that shit was stupid. And so then Antoinette was like, girl, I would never want to break up your marriage. And here go Marie, because you can't. Because you can't. And I'm like, bitch, obviously, if another baby not gonna mess up your marriage or break up your marriage, I'm sure a little flirt with Antoinette won't. So I'm like, bitch, I'm sure you'll forgive anything. What to break it up, baby number 2? Okay, let's not go there. I appreciate Antoinette so much for saying, no, hold up. I would never break up your marriage because I'm not that type of woman. I don't want a married man. And I definitely don't want your cheating ass tugboating man. So she can say all that. But I appreciate her saying, like, it's not in my character. And I wish she would have stopped arguing with Tisha there, because Tisha was going to that, because you can't, he don't want you. Nah. I'm like, bitch, don't nobody want him but you and the one of. See, if you wouldn't have started that shit, people wouldn't be dragging you on Twitter about the one of. So, pretty much after that, what pissed me off about Tisha even more, she done just dragged Tisha. Latrice told her she was straddling in the fence. She done just dragged Antoinette talking about you flirting with my husband and I was confused about this liquor exchange. And then she wants to fix her mouth to say, I really hope the collective can come together and, we put together Ferris Street. I'm like, bitch, if you don't sit the fuck down, you and your tugboat husband can't even rub $2,000 together for Ferris Street. Nevertheless, $2 million. And I don't give a fuck who up north was in contact with you. They weren't in contact with you to give you $2 million. They probably was like, bitch, that sounds like a good investment. Let me take my $2 million over there and put it in the building. Ain't nobody about to give you $2 million for a brunch when they can go over to Panera Bread and have brunch for $8.99. You can't even... Shut up, Angie. This ain't a drag Tisha, but it's like, bitch, you can't even get your shit together. So how you gonna help me get mine? Like, bitch, you don't even have a business. So how you going to start an agency to help people with their small business? Can you get yourself some help with your business first? Do that first. How about you want to pull down somebody's wig? How about you just get a high quality wig? Why your shit look like the clearance rack at the beauty supply store? See, Tisha done made me mad and I'm about to start reading this bitch. That's it. That's the end of the episode. I do hope they come back for a season 2. Like I said, season 2, I don't want to see no more Tambra. I definitely don't want to see that bitch Kaylon. It ain't no more fabulous women in Jacksonville. I know it is. I would love to see 2 more fabulous women of Jacksonville and hear their stories and see how they mesh with because it's definitely going to be Tisha and Marie against Antoinette and Latrice. Like, how about this group bring a friend, this group bring a friend, and let's do season 2. That's it. Y'all know Ready to Love will be back next week. I can't wait to start reviewing that. If I can find, I haven't really looked, but if I can find the cast out there, I might do a cast assessment and throw that up before we start the season, just so I can get my first thoughts of the cast out of the way before episode 1. Anyway, like, comment, share. I definitely will be back. Fridays will not be lost because, I love some Ready to Love, and I know y'all love Ready to Love too. Let's get into it, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.